So this video is for businesses who have opted to use just our assessment and selection process. The goal is to provide our recruitment and assessment services consistently for each candidate, whilst reducing the time for hiring managers to have to deal with the admin of working with agencies and dealing with candidates as well. So if you are engaging a recruitment agency to source the candidate and still choose to work with us for the assessment, the following steps will apply. What will happen is that you'll decide to start hiring for the role, engage with a recruitment agency to help you find that person, and also let us know that you'll be looking to hire this person and would like us to assess them. So just send us a position description with the responsibilities of the role and what you're looking for. That is generally enough for us to be able to come up with the idea of what success looks like in the role and be able to assess in the behavioural interview and with the psychometric testing. So once the recruitment agency has sent you the shortlisted resumes for you to review, you'll then decide who you're going to interview and also let us know who you'd like us to interview as well. Sometimes this will just be us with the Zoom behavioural interview recording, or you might like to sit on that first round of interviews with us as well. All going well from the behavioural interviews, what we'll do is then coordinate the psychometric testing for the candidate. So we'll handle all of that, let them know how to approach it, send it through, and then send it on to you to review as well with our recommendations. The other thing we'll also do throughout the process is just that you know how the candidate has acted throughout the process. Sometimes those in-between moments can actually be a really good measure when the candidate isn't on show or when they're feeling like they're being assessed. It allows the candidate to relax and then show us how they might act again when they're not feeling like they're being measured. You may also want a second interview, more of a technical interview. The first interview that we'll complete is a behavioural interview where we're talking through different situations and trying to get an understanding of how that candidate approaches different scenarios that are related to the role. You may also want to conduct a technical interview, especially if the role is industry specific or you're looking for particular experiences or qualifications or particular technical competencies that candidate might have and that you're trying to get a measure on. So there can be both interviews or there can just be the one interview. The final step would be the agencies then conducting reference checks. We can conduct these for you, but the agency will conduct them anyway. So what we'll do once we've received the resumes from you that you'd like us to interview, we can either do a simple short phone interview with the candidate to assess some of the selection criteria or some of the essential criteria about the role, or we can jump straight into the behavioural interviews. So that's when we're sitting down with the candidate and going through those behavioural based questions to understand and assess their capability for the role as well. So in this scenario, just to recap, we would handle the interviews and the psychometric testing. We can also handle phone interviews and reference checks as well. As we know, decisions made based when you're in a precarious position or when you've just had someone leave the business and you're needing to hire and fill their role very quickly. Decisions made in this mindset aren't always great, hence why you might engage us to work with you and an agency recruiter to fill that role in the meantime. It's important to note that when you do engage us to work with a recruitment agency as well, is that you will be paying our hourly fee as well as the recruitment agency's fee as well. Their fee is typically a one-off sum, typically a percentage of the employee's end salary, whereas ours is an hourly model that we just charge for the work we do. This may go without saying, but I think it's important to note that we will never accept any fee from a recruitment agency. We are only there to represent your best interests and only want to make sure that you're prevented from making any poor hiring decisions based out of any urgency or need for that person in that role. So the way to think of us is basically as your advocate to make sure that you're making the right hiring decision. An important thing to note is that you shouldn't engage us as well as the recruitment agency to find someone. Chances are, and I've seen this happen before, we'll present the same candidate. Now, the difference being is if we present the same candidate, you may be on the hook to pay the recruitment agency's fee as well as our hourly fee when really you could have just got the recruitment agency to find the candidate and we could have just assessed them. So if you can prove or have that conversation with the recruitment agency that if you already have that candidate's resume or candidate's details, then you shouldn't have to pay that end fee for them finding you that candidate, because that's essentially what it is. It's a finder's fee for them presenting that candidate to you. Whereas with us, you're only paying the hourly model, and the chances are is that we probably already shared that resume with you if you've engaged with us previously for that particular role. If you like, we can even look at the resumes for you, but we probably suggest if the role is technical based that you review the resumes, then send on the shortlisted ones to us to review. We will provide you with feedback on the candidates we've assessed and also provide that to the agencies as well. Our aim is to minimise the cost to you, so only the candidates that we feel are suitable to interview are coming through. So if the agency is sending through more candidates that potentially aren't the right fit or may not be of that high quality, we'll provide that feedback directly to you to let you know that we think that maybe only 1 out of the 3 candidates shortlisted should be interviewed, and therefore saving you time and money as well. Hopefully from this discussion, you now have a better understanding of how we can work with recruitment agencies to find you that right person and also prevent you from hiring the wrong person, even when you are in a rush or are needing someone with specific technical experience or knowledge. Our goal is to help you build a high performing team. And hopefully this video has shown you how we can do that. And if that's something that you're interested in looking at further, please get in touch.